compared to other fiber supplements, in this case, Benefiber. What we do is we just start with a cup of water.
Es una fibra diferente que compras en el mercado. No, es la demostración de que lo probaste una fibra y la otra.
So we just put a cup of water in each of these glasses, and then we're going to add some vegetable oil. And the vegetable oil is going to represent like the fats, the cholesterol, the toxins that can accumulate in your digestive tract when you eat food. And we're just going to add a 1/4 cup of oil to both of these. Like I said, it's just going to represent the fat and cholesterol and toxins that are in your digestive tract.
Same part?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a 1/4 cup in both of them. And then we're going to add Benefiber to this cup over here. It's a popular fiber supplement in the United States.
How many pieces?
Just one serving, one little stick. And then this is transparent, so I'm just going to add some food coloring to the water just so we can more clearly see the separation that's going to take place. And then this one, we're going to add 2 scoops of Fiberwise, which is 1 serving. And then I'm just going to stir these up and we'll see what happens. In the United States, it's recommended that we get 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day in our diet. And 95% of Americans aren't getting that much fiber. In fact, they're only getting about half that much fiber every day. So there's about a 13 to 14 gram deficit that's happening every single day. And to make up for that kind of deficit, you could do it with food. It would take about 5.5 cups of broccoli, about 18 cups of spinach, 40 baby carrots, or 3 apples. That's about how much fibers in fibers in 1 serving of Fiberwise. Now, as you can see, as these start to settle, right away you can start to see the separation of the oil and the water. The Benefiber is not absorbing any of that fat at all. Or if you look on the Fiberwise side, the Fiberwise is binding with that fat. It's all kind of collecting it and connecting to it. And that's really important because when you eat, your liver dumps bile into your intestines, and that bile is really good at breaking up fats and cholesterols and toxins and things like that. But then what happens to it once that's all broken down? Well, if you have fiber in your system, that fiber binds to that fat, those toxins, and sweeps them out of your digestive tract. If that doesn't happen, and that fat and that cholesterol and those toxins get left behind in your intestinal tract, they get reabsorbed back into your body and recycled through, and that bile can then begins to collect a lot more toxins and cause all kinds of problems like inflammation throughout the body. So that's why Fiberwise is so important, and that's the soluble fiber in Fiberwise that does that. Now you'll notice that there's still some fiber that you can see. This is never going to go transparent, unlike this one. And that the reason why is because there's insoluble fiber in Fiberwise as well. And insoluble fiber, like I say, never dissolves, but what it does is it acts like a sponge, and it can absorb up to 15 times its weight in water. So the benefit of that is when you take Fiberwise, it's going to make you feel full, make you feel fuller longer, so you'll be less likely to eat more often and less likely to eat bad stuff because you feel full. Also, that really helps with regularity, so that's really good for your digestive tract. Now, Fiberwise contains 3 kinds of fiber. There's the soluble fiber that binds to the fat, the insoluble fiber that swells up, and then there's also prebiotic fiber. And when you take Florify, you're getting those 11 billion colonies of healthy bacteria into your digestive tract. Well, Fiberwise feeds that. Prebiotic fiber is the food that the probiotics love to eat. So it kind of continues, all the benefits you get from Florify are kind of fed by Fiberwise, so they work really well together. Now, the one thing you want to be aware of is when you take Fiberwise is you want to take your peak performance pack either an hour before or an hour after you take the Fiberwise. And the reason why is the Fiberwise doesn't really know the difference between healthy fats like omega-3s, omega-6s, things like that, and the bad fats. So it's going to kind of grab those fats from those supplements and kind of hold them. So you won't get the full benefit of those healthy fats in the omega-3s if you take Fiberwise and those supplements at the same time. So that's why we recommend there being an hour between when you take the Fiberwise and the supplements.
Okay, one question.
Sure.
And the fibers, how long for the babies, the 10 or more years?
Yes, yeah. We say about 8 to 10 years up to take this.
And the 4 years, no, it's good?
Before that, we haven't done a whole lot of testing on it. So if you want it younger than that, I'd recommend just getting the ingredient panel from the website, showing it to pediatrician. I don't think, as far as I understand, unless there's some conditions, there wouldn't be a problem. But I would just double check with the pediatrician to make sure they think it's okay. And probably they would give you a good idea of how much you would give them. You wouldn't want to give them the full 2 scoops. So they could say, okay, 1 scoop or a half scoop. They'd be able to give you some more information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a question?
What time do you recommend the fiber?
Generally, like I say, it's probably best to eat it in the evening. So that's generally because that's when you have the bigger meals that have the more fat and more cholesterol and things in it. So you're gonna get a little bit more of that benefits from the insoluble fiber. But other people, like especially if they're like on R3 or anything like that, they may like to take it in the morning because I think it gives them that sense of fullness longer and they're less likely to snack throughout the day. So both of them are okay. But you're more likely, if you're eating it with a fatty meal, around the time of the fatty meal, because like I said, that's where the real benefit comes in, is it absorbs that fat and the cholesterol from that food.
Okay. We have 2 more, that one, like
The
enzymes.
designer?
The good zymes?
And then the other one.
And this
What do you recommend take?
So the Florify, this is going to be in every peak performance pack. And this is a really great one because this is the 11 billion CFUs. This is the healthy bacteria for your digestive tract. Like I say, if you saw the videos in there, about 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. And so this is really kind of helps you keep that gut healthy, which helps with immune, mood. It does all kinds of benefits. So that's really good. And like I say, the Fiberwise just kind of feeds that. This has the probiotics that the prebiotics that the probiotics love to eat. And this is good zymes. This is just kind of a as needed thing. If you have trouble digesting certain foods, like if you have lactose intolerance, thank you. And you have trouble with dairy foods, or some people may have trouble with fats or sugars. All this is a bunch of enzymes that help break down that food and make it much more easy for you to digest. So these are kind of like an everyday supplement, where this would be before you eat that food that causes you problems specifically.
And then you recommend 1 or 2? How many is it?
It's 1 of these a day, and then 2 scoops of this per day. And this is just 1 to 2 right before you eat, as needed. This was just on the as needed kind of.
Okay, thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy convention.
Good job.